There it is. That took a second to go live. What's going on? What's up, nerds? We are back for another Kayak Adventure Series Aggressively Average Anglers episode here with some special guests. We got Drew in the house. We got Paul in the house. And then we got these two champs down below who you guys just took home the dub for the team series. You put up some crazy freaking numbers, but we got Zech and Ryan from Dark Horse Tackle. What's up, boys? How we doing?
Good, man. How about you?
Doing great. Drew, what's up, man? What's new? Drew's probably got some work going on. I don't know. There's I guess this whole tournament thing that you're doing next week or whatever.
Yeah, right. You would think that would be my focus, right? And it is. But tomorrow,
but here you are goofing off.
Yeah, here I'm goofing with you guys. I'm getting ready to fly on a plane tomorrow for Shreveport tomorrow for Bassmaster, Caddo, and Bistineau. So I'm up on the plane. Shout out Creek Fishing Adventures, John Dalton, for bringing my stuff from. This was really crazy coordinated, pre-planned. At the Bassmaster Classic, you're going to grab my kayak and all my stuff, take it, meet you in Louisiana. I'm going to fly in, and then I'm going to quickly fly in on Thursday night. I land at 11 p.m. I have half a day to practice on Friday because we got to be off the water at 3. And then I'm going to see what happens Saturday, Sunday, and then try to make the flight at 5-something p.m. on Sunday. So it lines out at 3 o'clock or 2:30. I got to get right back. I guess I'll miss the awards if I cash a check. But
Drew, that doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah.
Send me my big check. Yeah. Meanwhile, John Dalton is your caddy, is what I'm hearing.
Basically. Well, Jake was going to be my caddy, but Jake decided at the last minute to bail on the event, the Caddo event. So
what a jerk.
He's not there. It's going to be me, Pete Hustler, Ryan Reed in the house, Giovanni. So we're going to have a good time, and we'll miss Jake on this one, but he will probably the reason he's not going is because it's just too tight of a turnaround for him with Plymouth. So the great Midwest of us, as I got the shirt on. So I'll be bringing some of these shirts. We got plenty of them left over still from last year's event. So it's going to be.
That's awesome. It's funny. That's not the first time you've done that. You've gone on those
Florida.
Yep.
I did earlier this year. I did it last year in Florida and Arizona, both of those events, which I won Arizona. So I'm trying to see if lightning can strike twice here. Pull it off. But,
I dig it.
It's gonna be
you
tricky,
need to just stash kayaks all over the country.
Dude, yes.
Just tuck them away.
Just get little pods all over.
I know some good swamps you can hide them in.
Get big fake trees that have a door.
Yeah, not a storage unit.
Yeah, it was storage unit shipping container. You guys were in the swamp.
I got
it. In the belly of an alligator. I just gotta fish it out every time I need it. It's all good.
There will be there should be an Uber system because no other bass boat guys can never do this because once they have to get somebody and pay someone separately to drive their bass boat if they ever fly somewhere, which is kind of rare, but they've done it when they go out west. But for us, you can hold 2-3 kayaks, on a trailer 4 or whatever. You just meet up with somebody and coordinate it. I got several kayaks. So I'm like, hey, John, just take this one. We're already going to be fishing this event together here. You just take this one there, if you don't mind, and then hook them up with a few jackhammers or something, payment, and there you go.
You hooked him up with a kayak, technically. He could just run with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, 2 jackhammers to drive this 600 miles. Yeah, I mean, that's
then he's already driving. He's already driving.
I mean, I think it was the second Kayak Adventure Series I went to that I got the call. He was like, hey, there's a kayak I need you to pick up.
And that's how I became caddy number 6 on the stop for Drew Gregory.
I'm a one-man band. I'm over here with my.
No, you're a 6-man band. What are you talking about?
Caddies.
There's a monkey on my shoulder with the little things, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I got the drum going on my foot. I'm trying to do it all, but thankfully,
luckily
you
got 38 friends that'll help you do all that stuff.
Calling you guys. It's a good time. But speaking of Plymouth, we could get into it. I'm going to jump off, let you guys get into it deeply with these guys about Tallabassee or whatever you want to talk about. There's a lot to talk about with these two. Trust me, between Dark Horse Tackle and Ryan Parker catching 100 inches at a Raccoon Creek tournament, 98 or whatever, almost 99. It was a lot. It was just ridiculous.
Southeastern Ohio, who knew?
30 inches. You probably won by 20 or 30 inches.
But Midwest of us 3. Get ready.
Well, right. Maybe that could be. I actually talked to Dustin Hoy about this the other day. I will share this. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but this is before that even happened, right? I called him. I was like, hey, Dustin, you're pretty close to me. I like having events that are close to me. What if I did just an extra KS event every year? And it was down at Raccoon Creek, and it was no entry fee or basically no entry fee, $25 something. It's more just get together and camp because that's what Raccoon Creek is about. It's out there in an old farm, a barn. He's got all these campsites. He's got all the hookups. They cook food for everybody. It's the funnest place you've ever been, other than the fact that you don't really catch a lot of big fish normally, unless you're Ryan Parker. But normally you don't.
That whole area, though, the general area, like he gave us a 50-mile radius. That 50-mile radius is some of my favorite, like, big largemouth fishing in the state of Ohio.
So maybe we do it
in that area.
Well, I happen to know that there is probably a party being planned for next spring at Raccoon Creek. Could be a crawfish boil, could be some bands, could be a big giant deal.
Well, yeah, let's do it, because
keep it on your bingo card.
For me, is that it could be another event that if I don't have to, like, if we just tell everyone this isn't going to be like a theater, a big hoorah, you know what I mean? Like it's just me coming and hanging out. I can bring my family. There's nothing like that, but it's still a tournament, and you could still get AOI points, so it could still be an additional stop. It just is going to have the big giant payouts and all this stuff, that extra stuff that we do, which to me that would just be fun. I could just go and hang out. I could even fish it, because then it's like, hey, it's 20. I don't even care if I've disqualified from the prizes or whatever small ones they are. I don't care. Just want to fish it.
Kayak.
Yeah, might even drive my own truck.
That ain't him, dog.
That was pretty good. That was good. It's close enough.
All right.
But yeah,
Plymouth adventures, because we do have a ton of stops here. So I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah.
What we got going. So we're gonna talk Tallabassee. Don't think we will ignore Tallabassee, even though it's already happened. We've got some regaling. We're gonna let everyone relive the adventure. But coming up next weekend, April 24th and 25th, we have the Great Midwest Fest 2 at Plymouth, Indiana, which we have been teasing and talking about. And I do think that we need to talk about it. And there are other stops. So if you look down the list, you've got mid-May, you've got Virginia, the New River Revival, mid-June, you've got the Juniata Regatta, Lewiston, PA, and you even got Wisconsin and Tennessee. Broodstock, Trace. That was the one when we saw the list. I was like, that was actually the one that I wanted to go to the most. Because that time of year in Tennessee would be nuts. And then, Northwoods Bronze Quest. Say that 5 times fast. Good luck.
Yeah.
Northwoods Bronze Quest. Northwoods Bronze Quest. Northwoods Bronze Quest. Oh, no. All right, well, let's get into it, because we got a lot to talk about today. So, hanging out with the Dark Horse boys. They took home a championship, so we're going to get to Tallabassee in just a minute. Real quick, before we dive into all of that, we got to get our warm-up going on. Pre-warm-up, though, we had a great members-only live last night. If you guys were on there, it was fantastic. All of our members, shout out to you. We appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. And the next one is coming up May 12th. I didn't update this yet, Paul. It's May 12th, right? I believe. Yep. So May 12th. It's a Tuesday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. We do giveaways. It's a lot of fun. All right. But yeah, let's get into it. What's the Q of the D today, Paul?
I switched it up. I want to know, because I personally, every single year, especially because we're in the north and everything freezes, we're buying lures, we're making videos, and I'll get like this huge backlog of like things I'm excited to fish but haven't been able to touch yet. And there's always like a top 1, 2, or 3 baits where I'm like, I want to catch a fish on this bait. I can't stop. Like, this is the first thing I'm going to throw. And I kind of get hyper fixated on it. I want to know, does everybody else have the same thing? And if you were like, hey, if there was one bait, if you could choose like what fish you were going to catch a bait with, what's the bait? Because for me, I'm actually holding it. I got it right here. And it's this one. I didn't get to fish it last year. It's the Munchie from Michigan, and this is the one that I want to catch fish on. This is like, it's on the list.
We didn't have them last year.
Exactly.
I'm excited that we have them now. It looks like Zech is raising his hand by raising his lures. So talk to us about the old swim frat.
This swim frat. This is already this early in the year. I am locking my choice for bait of the year, Dark Horse Tackle bait of the year. This thing is the most versatile bait I've ever fished. It does like a trillion different things. It does them very well, and it's damn near invincible. I will have this tied on all year long. Now, I suppose I'm cheating a little bit because I've already caught something on it, a couple things on it.
Yeah.
But no, the swim frat from Sack Pig is definitely my choice, no matter what.
And let's like a
wait till
swimming rat,
Florida,
right?
What's that?
Good.
You had to wait till Florida though to throw it. Like you
did.
hadn't fished until Florida.
That was my first. Florida was the first time I fished in 2026.
But you were so committed and confident in it already that you sent it to us before Florida. So like that arrived on.
No, I knew it.
You were like, bet this is gonna be great, and I was like, cool, we'll see.
Nope, I knew it.
Yeah, and you sent the right hooks for it. So we've got like the weighted hook option. You got a weighted hook and a flash option. You can just go straight EWG with it, run it top water. I see the versatility in it. I'm excited to fish that thing too. If I had to do something different than Paul, though, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's yes, the munchie. I love the idea of the swim frat, but I'm probably gonna go with like I would love to catch stuff on like an 8-inch glide, of which I have. Actually, is that a 9-inch glide? The Boss from Clutch.
Yeah. It's a 9 or
9. I would love to catch something on that. That's what I know. Which is like just already cast it around a bit. The thing's a freaking anchor. It's like every time it hits the water.
It's fun,
but it would be so sick.
It's like the most viral stuff on Instagram or wherever you look. You know what I mean? Like those are the videos you're swiping. They're just coming up nonstop. Like so, I think it's easy to see why you want to catch something on it because you're seeing it all the time. Like because it's just the coolest to eat. You know what I mean?
I feel like we know what your algorithm is now.
Yeah. I don't even throw them, dude. I just like I don't throw them. I'm like I watch the videos.
All the stuff he doesn't do. He has 5 lures and it's not one of them. And he's like, I'm gonna watch people catch on this.
No, it's not.
Hey, listen, that's skadoosh that happens when that thing hits the water. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
that'll stir them up.
100% the right thing. Sometimes it's 100%.
Sometimes it's 100% the wrong.
Well, it lands right on them.
But it's either here or there. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's
You get that reaction bite from time to time for sure. But
it's a polarizing skadoosh.
It is. You're gonna weed through the masses, is what you're gonna do. The little guys are gonna freak out and run away. Maybe a big guy comes out. That's all I'm saying. So that's
exactly what
that's for me for sure. What about you, Ryan? What's yours?
The swim frat was up there like as soon as we knew we were getting them. And it's I've thrown like a variety of soft swim baits, or like a ton of them over the last 10 years, and that one is pretty special. Like I think I could count on one hand like which ones really stand out. That one's very different from anything I've ever thrown.
For sure.
But I don't know. I've got like a new 10-inch glide that I kind of want to catch something on, and like more than anything, I picked up live sonar like in the spring, and mostly it's like curiosity finally got the better of me. I didn't go crazy. I got like just that Eagle Eye 9 Lowrance just to play around with it, and it's been like fascinating to watch the behavior. So like if anything, I think that's the thing I'm trying to do more is like, I don't know, like watch and learn and understand these fish, and I haven't I've only taken it out 3 times because I can't help myself. I'm like, no, they're in the dirt right now, and I gotta like, I don't need it.
He wouldn't even bring it to Florida. He was like, no.
Eagle Eye 9 Eagle Eye 9's great because with only the one transducer, it's such a much simpler setup, and you still get the benefit. And the sonar is pretty good, but you get the best of both worlds without dropping $1 billion. So I mean that'll last you years. You should be happy with that, especially running the river, like, having both.
As modular as you can set that whole thing up, because like it's 2 thumb screws, and I have a custom battery case that I built for a 30 amp hour. Like it latches in that like front cubby space of the Shoaly just with the one cam strap, and it won't fall out. It's just right there. The 2 thumb screws for the transducer mount that can swing up, and it's good to go. But it like, 5 minutes I can have it off the boat. 5 minutes I can have it on the boat. But so far it's been mostly frustrating. Because
so you're using a fish finder in the fish finder cubby of the Shoaly. You're saying,
yeah.
But that's what makes people.
That's exactly what I designed it for. Someone to put a fish finder in the fish finder cubby.
That's actually what we're doing. So
that's what we're doing.
Just got another Shoaly. We got the purple one, same one as Ryan, and we're gonna plop
the cell block
in there, and I'm actually gonna bungee it in. I'm not even gonna mount it. I'm just gonna bungee it in there with some shot cord, And
That's what I do.
I'm actually hyped for that. Like it's the way to go.
You can use.
I set my power pole vision in there. I just set it in there. I don't even.
Yeah.
It's not even really.
I say you
down
could
with
take
anything.
the. It comes with the the shorter length of like 1 inch cam strap or the 5/8 or whatever it is. The smaller cam.
Yeah,
strap.
yeah, 3/4 inch.
Yeah, I pulled that one out and I put it up front and it straps the whole thing in.
Yeah.
That's smart. Yeah, we're gonna do something similar, but yeah, 100%. I love the idea of the Eagle Eye. I kind of want to just get one because like we have the fancy Garmin forward facing, but you got to have the networking unit. So you have 2 different units, a whole bunch of extra cables for no reason whatsoever. I mean, for a reason, obviously, but then you've got the forward facing cable to that extra piece of that extra sonar. So I have 2 sonars or 2 transducers rather, I should say. So I have 2 transducers, and that freaking forward facing cable is huge and long. So
like you always have to run it through the hull because you're not going to have the controller unit on the outside of the boat. So when it goes on the inside, the cable has to come to the outside for the transducer to mount, and you're always mounting on an arm. And so by the time you do all that, it's like locked into that kayak. Like there's no I've only had it one time where it comes in and out, and I'll be honest, like I haven't used it in 2.5 years. There's I just don't, and it's collecting dust. And honestly, you learn so much. It's not necessarily about catching fish. Like you pattern fish so much faster with that information and checking areas. Like when you check an area and you throw a giant glide, you'd be like, "There's 6 fish here. None of them are the size I want. See you later." Like it's crazy.
It is crazy.
I don't need it, and honestly, I don't want it. It's just me.
Yeah, I know. Right? What you just said though is something I want to bring up real quick because it's like it's like why I got into kayak fishing was the simplicity, right? And then you get all this other stuff that's like if it needs a bunch of rigging or it's complicated, I just never feel like going and doing it. I'm like, it's too much. I just don't want to deal with it. So what you just said about that being simpler is like it's like the Torpedo, for example. It was simple and light enough where I could still walk it down. I don't need an actual boat ramp. I can still walk it down some trail to the. It's like one extra trip, but for what it allows me to do, like okay, like this light, the batteries are light. It was like okay, this isn't that complicated. But man, once it starts getting all crazy complicated, this stuff, I'm out. Which is why that kind of a transition to something I was going to mention tonight. That Guardian Angel has stepped up. They sponsor us. You guys know that we gave away a prize for the first light bass on Saturday morning, the last light bass on Friday, because you need good lights to be out there if you're going to catch fish that late, right? At KS events, whatever. So those anglers got they're going to get a $400 Guardian Angel light kit package. But here's what's crazy, dude. You guys have you used them, right? You guys have the Guardian Angel. They just magnet on. They're simple.
Sure do.
You can remove them. They're easy. You can put them wherever you want. So they're not just for your kayak, but they come off. It was so easy because they have so many different methods to put the little mounts that was like perfect. Then I pop it off. I use it in the tent when I go camping with the kids. It's got a remote. It's easy because it's so simple. I'm like, okay, this didn't like add really anything on at all to the complexity of kayak fishing. This is great. Made it simple. So I'm only bringing this up to say Guardian Angel, I talked to them yesterday at a call, and they are now going to be the final 5 anglers. So we pay out the top 20% in cash. The final 5 anglers after that, the next 5, we're going to call those the final 5 got saved by Guardian Angel because they're going to give a $200 kayak kit to all those final 5.
Nice.
So it's a way to pay out 25% of the field. So instead of doing like 10%, we're all the way to 25% now. But the last final 5 gets a $200 light kit from Guardian Angel, which once you try it and you use it, it's like the no-brainer. It's like
it should be mandatory that everyone has to go party mode with all 5 in like a dark room, and they have to be throwing those things around because it's when it goes like emergency mode, those things are nuts.
Yeah. Paul, I'm going to put you on a task.
Nope.
The Midwest of
no.
We're grabbing the Guardian Angels. You're going to hold the remote.
I don't caddy, dude. I don't do that.
This is not a caddy. All I want you to do is we're going to grab the Guardian Angels, and you're going to, in the theater, we're going to put them somewhere. And when we announce the winner, you're in charge of just hitting the button one time. Party mode.
Fine.
Let's go.
That's
and then it'll go off, and the winner.
You can't do it.
I'll raise his hand.
You know what? I can't
be
be
one of these guys right here. Raise his
I
hand,
like it,
and then
dude.
the lights go.
But that should be kind of awesome.
Strobe mode.
But if you want, I'll say my thing and then I'll go because I want to like let you guys have it and let them talk about Tallabassee. All I was going to say is the baits I'm looking forward to using, which I guess I'll use them here at Caddo when I get there this weekend, or Bissano, whichever one I fish. But is going to be there's something called a Toad Runner Junior from Booyah. Yep. It's got the plopper on, and everyone else is throwing like regular frogs. Right, right now, I know we're up north and people are probably not thinking as much about frogging, but down there it's already going off, So I'm going to try to like cover a lot of water with that and then use the
Have you
slack.
ever thrown one?
Oh yeah, I've thrown them.
They've been around for a while, right?
Those things are awesome.
They have, but they are pretty sweet.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like a hollow body frog, you can still skip it, but then it gives a different action when it gets to a little.
Got like
opening.
a weird heavy, like paddle tail on the back.
Plopper tail, yeah.
Yeah.
And the vegetation is not insanely thick right now. Yeah, so the vegetation is not crazy thick. So what's going to happen is you're going to have more openings where that tail is going to be able to work like a plopper, and those fish don't see that very often. So I think that's going to be something I'm looking forward to. But then I'll just quickly say this and get out of here. Let you guys take it about the Great Midwest Fest. We're coming up. Some people have been a little bit nervous about the rain. I know they got some today, but Parker, you were just telling me the 10-day forecast looks
they're like the next like from Sunday through Wednesday or Thursday. I think there's like no rain or very, very little in the forecast, and like maybe a half inch like around the event, but it should be pretty much
still ways out
and plateauing, and I think things will be coming down pretty quick.
Yeah,
a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, 50s, 60s, not too bad. Saturday is, a bit of a cooler day, but not looking crazy.
We'll see. That's a long ways away.
That's the biting day. When the pressure valve
it's coming off of 4 days in the 70s, so
that's great.
It's going to be interesting. A little bit of rain in the mix too, throwing some buzz baits, maybe some chatter baits. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, well, 100 inches was caught from just one afternoon or one day, I guess, in a tournament not too long ago. So we talked about that in our last podcast. So in one of the lakes that's inbound. So it's going to be a good event. I think you guys will all be there, right? I mean, because Zach, everyone here on this stream's coming. Yeah. So it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have Dr. Mudbug come for the Bass U brunch and teach us about crawfish.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to
ask about
really
that.
good.
I always want to know like what the Bass U is. Dude, you guys, Bass U is nice. It's not just fellowship, but dude, the tips and tricks. I still
breakfast, my friends. Breakfast.
Yeah, that's what you're.
There is food. There is food.
Most importantly, food.
Who are you talking to?
Tips. Third, importantly, camaraderie.
We'll walk away with takeaway every time. But I will say, Jeff's talk at the last event that we went to, I still think about that sometimes because, like, and honestly, every time
with firewood in it,
dude. He
brings his own firewood.
He was on point, and I still sometimes think about his upsize, downsize tricks.
Yes,
and all the time. So the Bass U brunch, like I've walked away with stuff that I still keep with me. So they're great.
I still think about the donut breakfast sandwiches or whatever it was you were making at the Allegheny Broodstock.
Absolutely. Make a to-go meal. You gotta be clever.
If there's food involved, I'm involved.
Yeah.
And I walked away with like a 4 sausage patty, bagel, egg, and potato sandwich for later.
That's true. We'll probably have extra food, but it's gonna be a good time. This is gonna be a super expensive Old Town kayak we're raffling off for our charity, the ACA, which we're gonna give back to anglers in scholarship money. Parker, you put in a scholarship, I think, application already.
Yeah.
Right? So you're one of the first ones. So you're probably going to be in for sure because the first ones are usually the ones we're going to definitely accept. And then who knows if once we get over the amount we can fund, then we'll just have to make decisions then. But the people who are right on already at the beginning were like, they really care and they want to be a part of this. That's pretty cool. But it's going to be good. We have only a few gift bags left. I don't know what our number's up to. I'm getting registrations right now that keep popping up on my phone. So it's getting close to 50. The first 50 get the $100 gift bag, and it's going to be pretty sweet, guys. So we will see you there I'll be there Wednesday for that welcome dinner. It's going to be a good time over there. So stop in and
then
sign
come
up.
see us,
it's gonna be
come
fun.
talk, come fish. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. Well, you guys, I added you already, Zach. I just saw your text. I added you. You're in the tournament.
Oh, gotcha. Paul, are we in the tournament?
You paid separately, so you're in. Yeah, you guys just come to hang or you can enter it. No, Zach, I appreciate you doing all the work you've been doing for us. And Parker, you made some cool shirts. You guys check out the merch on the website. You designed some cool shirts there. So
wait till you see the site.
And I will have these. I'll have these too. So
wait till you see the site, Drew. It's looking sharp.
Oh yeah, see, you've been working hard on the. He's rebuilding the whole site. Even though our KS site, everyone says it's awesome, it's a great site. Zach sees it and he's like, "No way, man! This could be so much better. I'm gonna build you a new site." So
he's the master at streamlining everything.
No,
Yes.
he just added metal tracks to every web page. That doesn't count as
It counts. It counts. That's certainly an improvement.
Well, you guys talk Tallabassee or whatever you want to talk about. I'm gonna go see if the kids need help getting to bed or anything like that. But I'm looking forward to it. I will see you guys down the road. Maybe I'll pop back in later and just listen in.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
See you soon.
All right. Share some of that Florida video if you guys got it.
Sounds good. All right, guys, let's get into Tallabassee. So take us. I love how Drew exits podcast. By the way, he just closes, he just slams the door on you.
Done. Bye. Irish goodbye.
Anyways, all right. So let's talk about Tallabassee. So Tallabassee, which was located in Tallahassee. You guys see what we did there? Awesome.
All right.
So Tallahassee, Florida. Y'all, I assume you drove down there because you were in your boats, yeah?
18 hours.
Yeah. Yep.
18 hours. So first of all,
That's
you
one
hooked
way.
it.
It's 18 both ways.
Exactly.
So neither of you had someone drive all your stuff down.
Yeah, you didn't
No.
get caddies and
No
fly?
caddies.
Wow. One day you'll be at cruise level. So I mean,
Actually, I could say that Ryan was my caddy because he wouldn't let me do anything.
I
wasn't even allowed to
like
talk to him.
driving. I like being. I do.
That's like
You
Paul.
like having him not drive, you mean?
Yeah,
No,
what you're
no.
saying is that Zech was passenger princess,
Yes.
and that's what I do too. Paul drives me everywhere. So.
I
Yeah,
think
bro.
for us though, like whoever's in the passenger seat has to be on the phone taking care of Dark Horse stuff, and so I was like,
That's what I do.
I'll just drive.
Whoever's
drive. You
whoever's
do all
not driving is
you
working.
do all the other stuff.
Yep. I get my laptop and my phone out, and then I hotspot my laptop, and I'm
Yep.
like, all right, what are we doing? We're putting in
That's it.
reviews. We're doing, hitting up emails.
And
When
I
we
make
were
sure we're
driving back
speeding.
this time, we were just buying parts for the Bonafide RVR and the Sholey, which I was hoping to have built and rigged for this trip, but it's not going to be done in time, unfortunately. I got a bunch of parts that are coming in late, so it was tight. It was going to be there. We almost pulled it off, but unfortunately, not going to happen. We're going to be there.
A 10-day turnaround on
It's
a riverboat
impossible.
It's kind of tough. When you don't
was
have,
close.
if I had it all, it's a 1-day deal. But not having everything in the shop is like, we're good.
Yeah.
I might be building one. I might bring it anyways and just build it Friday morning. The RVR plate, Paul, is going to be here Thursday. So technically, you could grab it and bring it down if I go early, or I could just go late, just go like Thursday, Friday, which I might do. But anyway, so let's talk about Tallahassee. So first of all, what kayaks were y'all running?
Shoalies.
Running the Shoalies, which is we just
Purple
picked
and
up
blue?
our third Shoalie
Yeah.
ever.
Purple and a current nor'easter.
Oh, I couldn't remember. I knew it was something crazy like Moonscape or something. I don't know.
I like the
No,
I like
that's the
the
green and-
nor'easter blue is really nice. The one they did, the recent release one is really nice. A
Mhm.
Moonrock is still elite, but if you can get ink, like I had an ink from like it's got to be 4 years old, it's still best.
I left that for customers at Loveland Paddle Sports for like over a year. And when I went to get a new Shoalie, Mark was like, I still have this one. And I was like,
People sleep on it, man.
Can I get that one?
The one we just picked up from Water Dog was there for about 4 years. It's 4 years old. It was in the shop on display,
For 2
standing up vertically for 2 years. And last year, Paul was like, yo, if that's still there next year, we're getting it. And then we hit up Crescent this year. It was like, hey, guys, like this ain't moving.
We got to move this one. This
Look
is
at
gotta
brothers.
move. It looks so good. We're gonna be doing like chartreuse accents on it. So we got like
It's
we
gonna
found,
be wild.
we found green.
I heard about this
Well,
last
that
night.
was mine had the teak deck pad, so it's the PB&J. Like,
Ooh, the PB&J, guaranteed to catch him, man. Throw a PB&J jig in your
Teak
PB&J
decking?
Crescent.
Teak decking works on absolutely every color. It looks unbelievable on blue. It looks crazy good on green.
Is that what I have?
I think
No,
gray.
it's a
yours
light
is
brown.
charcoal. Gray.
yeah, yours is charcoal.
I don't remember.
Teak
Lame.
though, dude. I honestly
Rip it
every
up,
single
start
color
over,
looks
dog.
super good. It's not the only problem with it though, unless it's like super because like Bonafide does it like a lighter color, it gets stained. That's the only bummer. I like Crescent's because it's a little darker.
I just got a motor at the beginning of this year.
What? Which one?
300.
He never. We got it rigged like a day before we left for Florida.
Dude, I didn't
we're
know how
gonna
to
do
turn
it.
it
No time to experience it until we got there.
Oh my God! Did you
Lot of
pedal to the
firsts
metal
down there.
right off the bat?
No, I actually haven't abused it yet.
Why?
Yeah,
why
because
not?
I told him, I warned him that he would do it.
No,
Don't warn him. Let him go. Let him learn.
come on, man.
He's gonna do it eventually.
Yeah.
He's just.
Wait,
you haven't
done it
It
yet,
slowed him
even?
down out of the gate.
I went out to my home lake with the intention of misusing it.
Yeah, but then you did it.
But no, I didn't. I got on some fish and I just did what I
Idiot.
always do and just used it so I had more time in my spot.
Yeah.
So I used it how I was supposed to use it. But I got to tell you guys, I kudos to you, I guess. I don't like all this rigging of kayaks. I am.
Oh, I
when
love
I
it.
found out, when I
love
found
it.
out, all of the BS that had to be done to put this motor on my boat, I was
It's a
like, this
couple
is
things.
dumb.
Yeah,
Like, this is dumb.
dude.
I
Talk to
should
me
be
about
able to
it.
pull it out of the box and go click, click, boom.
It's not
that's
that far
a
away
new
for
quick
a
connect.
Newport.
Wrong kayak. Yeah. So I'm on my 4th rig of this season, 5th rig, and then also had to disassemble the most complicated kayak we ever built. With the Old Town EPDL because I needed the parts for other rigs. So
That was,
I've been living in my garage. Yeah, and
It was an intense one.
To the point of simpler kayaks, I won't do it again. I
just,
only did that for
I
that
just
competition.
reorganized the kayak rigging area of my garage, and I
Same.
was like, I have one full giant tote of just Yak Attack parts, and here's all the Yak
Yes.
Gadget parts, and here's all the
And you labeled
here's a
them all.
whole case of hardware, and
No,
My brother. That is what I'm doing.
I have
Yep.
I have 4 Busbies full of bolts and washers. I have an entire crate just of electronics.
Mhm.
I have 6 boxes of just old parts from old kayaks and registration papers. And then I have an entire wall of this is bad actually. I have an entire wall of crates that's just full of different baits from random fishing days. I was like, I'll set this here, and then didn't pick it up for 2 months.
I got a stack
Well,
2 feet tall of baits from last year that I've
Yeah, dude. I lost. This was from
That
this
stuff
is from
kills
this
my-
is from this is from
that
2
kills me.
crates.
Gross. I don't even want to see it.
This
Gross.
is
I
just
can't
a
live this
great-
way. I can't live like this. Yeah. I completely spring cleaning, fully organized my garage. I got motors hanging on the wall. I got pegboards organized in the Yak Attack and Catch products.
I have an
I've got all the
NT600 I have
bins
to
labeled.
move out of the way so I can get out of my garage.
You keep trying to bring it back to my house. You're like, hey, do you want
You want me to bring
this-
it over?
to bring this giant motor with me? I'm like, nah, dog. You live with it for a while.
I feel like
It's
that
so
motor's
big.
big enough that you could have found cool stuff underneath it when you moved it. Did that
Well,
happen?
we did use it. I'll be honest with you guys. That motor is so disgustingly cool. It is the
Oh, I
300
bet.
is unbelievable. The NT, the NT600 is insanely cool, and is as many problems as I have with Crescent kayaks at times. That and there are issues with the Crestcraft. The Crestcraft with an NT. Honestly, I could run that full out full time all the time, and I'd be thrilled to do it. It is so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's easy rig. If you just
Oh,
do
yeah.
a transom mount,
If you
throw
just
a
throw
crate
the
in
motor
there,
on
you're
it,
done.
yeah, if you just throw the motor on it, and then you throw a battery under the seat, you do not need any. Honestly, I would recommend that you do not add a single other thing. There's no point. You don't need anything else.
No, definitely not. But all right, let's talk about Tallabassee. So talk to us about the tournament prep that you guys went through, because part of what we want to do on this show is want to introduce folks who maybe haven't done a tournament before. Maybe they've only done a couple of tournaments. Maybe they just want to get better at doing tournaments. If they've been following you guys at all, if they've been following Ryan, who's been just smashing Kayak Adventure Series for so long, and then you two double up and crush it and take home the win, I think they can definitely take away some good tips to help them out. But talk to us about prep, and then let's get into your day one, day two performance, man.
Prep starts with Google Earth. I think any tournament like the biggest thing you can do ahead of time is eliminate water. Whether that's through research, Google Earth, whatever it is.
Yep.
Kayak Adventure Series, it's even more important because there's so much water in play. Like every one of these. There's
so how are you doing that? Like this was Florida. You're not from Florida. You're a fisherman from
never
the
even
north.
fished Florida. Neither of us.
Yeah.
We never fished bass fish Florida.
So how are you going down? And did you guys do a river or a lake?
We did a lake.
Yep.
We did Merritt's Mill Pond. And
it's actually kind of disgustingly simple how we chose to do the lake that we fished, because
there's thought, there's strategy and thought.
Sure, there was strategy and thought, but like when
it was actually really complicated. Says Ryan. I was like, I was like, Ryan, what do I fish?
Hold on, though. Let's. Ryan, how much of the research did you do? Zach, how much of the research did you do?
Be honest.
I'll let Zech answer that question.
Ryan definitely does more research than I do.
There it is. I repeat, Zach, so easy.
Nah, bro, it's pretty chill, actually.
I very much. So it doesn't matter how much research I do. When I get on the water, I'm gonna do what I want to do at that point, anyways, no matter what. But when Ryan said, "Hey, this body of water is really clear, and we can see everything and figure it out real fast," I was like, "That sounds great."
Fair.
I basically called him and I said, "How do you feel about like really clear water?" And by really clear, I mean like
gin
like
clear.
You can see 12 feet to the bottom, like it's like you're looking through a window. And he's like, "I'm fine with that." And I go, "Okay, great, because that's going to deter a bunch of people, because people get wigged out when water's that clear."
But it allowed us to see all the fish,
and we only had half a day of practice, which like in planning. In planning, we had 1 day of practice. In actuality, we had 4 hours.
It's like our typical setup.
Let's talk practice too, though. So when you're doing Google Earth, you're trying to eliminate water. So what are some of the big things you look for? Like let's say, don't give any secrets, but let's say it was like we were going to Virginia. It's mid-May. You know, this is the third stop, right? And you're not close. We're talking hours and hours. So you're gonna hop on Google Earth. Let's say you're going to do lakes again. Forget the river for a minute. Let's say you're going to do lakes. Like, what do you look? Where would you even start? Like, let's say you're talking to a beginner and like, hey, here's 3 things you could do just day one.
I mean, one of the first things I look at is just do a simple Google search, and just like this area of wherever you're going, where is the recommended area to catch a trophy bass? Just leave it really general, really generic.
So you get like a list of lakes. So you get like 5 or 6 lakes, and that's actually what I
down.
What I used to do. I used to go on to. We have like a DNR, right? I would go onto the DNR's website, and then I would do the same thing. I'd be like, find 5 lakes. Okay, these all look kind of juicy. And I would pick the ones that either have good launches or within driving distance or whatever. This is if I'm at home, right? And then what I would do is I would look at the shock surveys and just look for the one that had the highest average fish in the shock surveys.
A lot of times a lot of states have fish recognition programs also, and you can go through those lists.
Yep, good call.
On top of that, because that's
we have like the Master Angler where you can submit a bass over 20 inches and get a patch.
We have a lake down the road that the shock surveys are phenomenal from DNR, but the actual catches of those fish pretty low.
Really?
Yeah. So wherever these things hang out, like people have a difficult time catching them. So like one of those resources tells a different story than the other one.
Interesting.
I'll start with that really generic, and then I'll look at that list. And I usually, for me, and this definitely plays to my style, is I start eliminating the things that are very easily accessible.
Because that's where people are going to go.
Right. The more difficult it is, the better it's going to be that I have it to myself, because an A spot is no longer an A spot if there's 8 people there.
Yeah, the Merritt's Mill Pond was like on the outside edge of the
2.5 hours from 2.5 hours from Tallahassee. It was in a different time zone.
It wasn't a different time zone, dude. That was so freaky.
Like,
is that even like? Do you? Oh my god!
No, it was weird, bro.
We had to
at
call. We had
our
to
campsite.
clarify
It
with
kept
Drew,
switching.
Like, hey, are we operating on Eastern time just even though we're on Central? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Like,
What did they say? Was that a yes?
yeah.
Oh
You
wow,
just-
that's
so
nuts.
like I would have to have my watch set to Eastern. Like I wouldn't change that because your phone's always stamping things differently.
Yep.
But you know, I like far out in the radius, things like that. Just like how many boat ramps are there? How big is the body of water? Like if there's one boat ramp and it's a 3,200 acre lake, like, okay, access becomes difficult now because everybody has to launch at one point if they trailer or there's not creative access, which certain areas of North Carolina, Virginia, you run into that because of those mountain lakes. Like you'll have them that are about that big with one, maybe two boat ramps. So that's kind of the first thing I look at. I could even break it down into lake river, like Florida. I'm far more likely to do better on a lake than a river in Florida. Not that big fish don't live in the river. It's just that more of them live in the lakes. I think
species, you're weeding through a lot of species.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be my third tip is if it is a mixed species area, figure out what species dominates, those tournaments down there. And you can kind of start picking things apart based on those three things.
To add on to that, probably the most important thing for me, and I think it would probably help a lot of folks out, is look for the closest thing to home you can possibly find.
Yeah.
Look for familiar. I'm not going to be able to say that
familiarity.
Word. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Overthink the word. And because that's what I did when I got on the lake, and I immediately looked for stuff that looked like home to me, and sure enough, I was able to.
I always say, like, when all else fails, just find something familiar. Like if it's, and Zach and I talked about it. We were like, man, if the mill pond doesn't pan out, I said, dude, we'll go to Lake Jackson. It's a shallow grass lake. You and I both know how to fish that. It looks like home. Like we'll just go figure it out. There's a little extra tip I think I'd throw in there. Is like your practice days. If you're new to this, like I remember my days of practice where like I would try to crack the whole code, ahead of time, right? And now that I'm, a solid decade into this game, I'm like, no. I don't care if I crack the code ahead of time. It's a bonus if I do, but practice is still eliminating water, right? Like
just gathering information.
Right. So even if everywhere that I planned on fishing doesn't pan out, don't be afraid to go somewhere else because you might have caught some fish there, but if I don't know, I guess like ask yourself the question, am I here to win or am I here to just catch fish? Like if that's not going to work, don't do it.
You guys want to hear something great? I'm going to tell you something great. This is a great story.
I was going to say no, but yeah. Yes.
So for 18 hours of driving, Ryan was like, on practice, don't be hooking fish. And we even came up with a plan on what we were going to do, what bait we were going to use, and how we were going to rig it to not catch fish, just to draw them out. And I followed the plan. But let me tell you something. When that first fish hit in practice, I whipped on him so hard.
It's instinct.
Out the window. Strategy gone.
That classic gif of like the dude shooting up.
Now, luckily, I rigged the bait the way that it would not hook the fish. I tried.
I told him to bury that hook so far into the middle of that bait that no matter how hard he swings, it'll never make it out of the bait to stick the fish.
So rig it like I rig my normal plastic.
Just dummy proof it. Absolutely.
I have never gone fishing to not catch fish in my entire life.
Not true. Tallabassee.
This was the first time.
Practice day one.
Until that point.
No, and so the idea is like one, you're just trying to find what's working. You want to know if there's fish in the area. If you start catching those fish, that fish may not be there the next time you go back.
And
you're just you're training those fish if you keep catching them. So you want to know what's working, get a good idea, find a decent pattern, if not crack the code, and then pick spots. You're trying to get a number of spots. You want to grow your quiver, because the last thing you want to have happen is you show up to spot number 1 and someone's there or has been there for 2 hours. Then you go, dang. So you go to spot number 2, someone's there. And now you're like, I only had 3 spots. What am I going to do for the next 8 hours? Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, a great strategy. It's something everybody should employ if they're able to, right? Like oftentimes I feel like a lot of guys are showing up to these types of events day before, outside the practice window. This is what Paul and I typically do. I don't think I've ever fished practice. Like I've never had
a practice. I never had time.
Yeah. I just show up and I'm like, okay, practice window is closed. I guess we're fishing tomorrow. We'll figure it out.
No, we show up. We show up at midnight the day before.
Look at a map.
Because I got out of work 8 hours before that.
Yep. It's what
Josh and I got to see you guys
at
work.
I actually I'll try to fish something at home, like my last trip before I go somewhere that's very similar. Like I'm not fishing for Florida strain fish or anything like that, but I pushed. Like I knew I was fishing largemouth in Florida, which is, I'm definitely more of a river rat. I love my smallmouth, but I was like, okay, I gotta shake the dust on this largemouth thing. So let me go and do some of that to go down here, ahead of time, just to. It builds a little bit of that confidence back up of like, oh yeah, all right, cool, like I got this.
Yep. No, that's a great.
You're just fresh doing it.
Yep. 100%. Love that. All right. So you got some strategy in there. Now we get to day 1. You had your lake picked out. What lures were we throwing? I know you guys called it out on it's on the Kayak Adventure Series website. You guys can see recaps actually on that, and also the top lures that we're throwing. But let's hear it from you guys. What were we throwing around? What do we have confidence in when we got down there?
You start, because we know it. Yeah. You had the same.
If it's that friggin' swimming rat again, yeah, I know it is.
You'd think it was the swim frat, but no. Ultimately, it was not the swim frat. The first thing I tried to do was something I was just uncomfortable doing, and that was punching, and it didn't work out for me.
Okay, took a risk. Try something new. I like it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Tournament. You were in the space for it. Like that's where you punch.
I learned things better like under fire. Like that's just I just operate better that way. The punching didn't work out for me. It was very interesting actually, because the way Ryan and I divided the lake up as to what we were going to attack, this lake was actually like 2 different lakes. Like from the dock this way,
depending on where the vegetation blew.
It was just like 2 different lakes, and I ended up the wind started blowing, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw a weed whacker, because that's what I do. And I started throwing the weed whacker, and sure enough, it started producing fish. I mean, it worked pretty well.
See that giant wall of baits behind him?
Oh,
he only
throws right there.
3 of those things.
Right there.
Yep. It's a great bait. I love that thing.
It is. It's
and with the tactode on the back of it, boy, it's it's something else. But once I got a topwater hit, I was like, okay,
that's it.
Now we're home. Now I know what to do. Yeah. And that worked out really well. And I actually didn't catch very much at all for like the first 3 hours of Friday, day 1. I saw a lot of fish, which actually helped out on Saturday, the fact that I saw all those fish. But it wasn't until I got a whiff of some wind and got that first little hint that I should do what I know how to do. And that's caught almost damn near everything on the weed whacker. It was like somebody like waved the checkered flag, and I was like, ah!
Oh, I don't know if that's allowed. You were casting out 2 weed whackers at a time. It's just, how'd you reel them in?
it
In
is
Kayak
allowed.
Adventure Series, you are allowed to use 2 rods, so I guess it is like.
Yeah,
I don't know
what you do is
how
you
the heck
connect
you
both
reel
of
in
the
buzz baits.
cranks and you do it like that.
You need a
You stick 'em
left-hander
in Yak Attack rod holders.
and a right-hander.
Yeah, you need 2 lefty and right.
Double.
You need a left and right. And you just go like this.
Yeah, you just go like that.
What we're all doing should not be clipped at any. I want to.
Why?
Do not do this.
Why are you being
Ryan
so
just went
weird
off screen
about
and
it?
just-
What's your
Just did that.
problem?
But no,
Anyways,
like,
all right. So double weed whacker, got it. Cool. What else were we doing?
no,
Where's
that-
inappropriate now?
we were actually until that happened in the last like what, Brian? It was like the last 50 minutes of Friday.
I think you figured that out like inside of the last hour. I think that
we were actually gonna scrap that lake.
Yep.
Up until
we're
that
very,
point.
very close to it. Yeah. I only had the one fish. It was a quality one. I started with a frog, and I think within the first like 10 minutes, I had a giant miss the frog twice.
Oh no!
Like, and this is an area that in practice, I saw 3 fish. 2 of them were probably 22-ish plus. One of them, I caught the small one, I think, that at like 20 and a quarter, I think is what it was. And they were sitting, this whole lake was like spring fed, and there I saw this like water coming out of like a quarter size hole in the bottom, and they were sitting in this little spring outflow. And that's
no way.
Because I was like, why the heck are these fish here? Like, in practice, I was like, there's got to be a reason. And at that point, it was all covered with duckweed because like the vegetation had blown over it all. So I had my little Google map pin dropped on my phone and kind of just set up near it and started throwing that frog around. Ultimately punched the one fish, and I was like, okay, great. Like I can punch. I know how.
Was
to
it
do
a
that.
jab or was it like a hook? What did you?
No, straight uppercut.
No,
Uppercuts
only.
It was a
Hadoukens only.
Yeah.
And the kayak.
The Magnum punch beef is a straight uppercut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I was flipping that around, and but I only had the one fish. I didn't have another bite, like nothing. And so in my mind, I was like, and I'm not a person that checks the standings or anything. So like when my timer went off, like okay, line's out. I look at the standings. I was like, oh, it looks like Zech figured something out.
Yeah.
We've got a discussion because in my mind, I wasn't going back to that lake, but
wrote it off.
Build off of. That's the cool thing.
So
about
you guys
the
were
team
not
stuff,
close to
too.
each other.
No. We both opposite.
And just somebody
directions.
knows, there's no
Divide and conquer.
There's no phone talking.
Yeah.
There is only face
In-person talking.
But
So if
we
you
had a good
separate,
hour-
you're just like,
hour and
hope.
hour 15-minute drive back to the campsite. So we had some time to chat and talk it over, and
Right.
He was fired up, and when he told me, he's like, no, I caught them all on the weed whacker. I was like, ooh, I can throw a buzzbait all day long.
I know that.
So I was like, okay, cool, let's go do that.
Yeah.
And we went back to that place, and I had one miss a weed whacker twice. I had one miss a frog. I got one on a frog, and it just topwater all of a sudden just didn't feel right to me. So I kind of reverted back to the punch rig, and I tied up a drop shot that, like a very short leader drop shot that is
Psychopath.
I do this all the time.
Listen, hear me out.
I do this all the time in some crystal clear gravel pits that are right outside of the.
No, the drop shot in clear water is undefeated.
Perfect.
And I just pitch it in holes in the grass, and like they
Undefeated.
It doesn't matter how pressured it is or whatever. Like they just eat it all the time. So
it doesn't even matter what color you throw half the time. Honestly,
when in doubt, throw a drop shot out.
Yeah,
that is our
drop
saying
it out.
in Michigan.
Yeah,
it works.
I agree.
That's awesome. All right, so that's day one going into day two. So I mean,
that's it. That's my whole day two.
Day two is drop shot
day two.
or die, and then Zech, you were still throwing the weed whacker on day two. What were you doing?
So this is kind of funny.
I threw a brick. I knocked them out. Put them in my boat.
So I bought some dynamite.
So I duped in them.
I do not fish like Ryan does.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of go fishing. He's way more analytical than I am. And like I don't know. Like if the wind blows me a certain direction, I'm like, okay. And
like literally, you're just standing at your kayak. You're like, huh.
Yes. No, that's exactly what he does. I've watched it so many times.
So
the gusts take the wheel.
So,
the man goes with the flow, literally.
The gusts take the reel.
He's just spinning.
It's like,
So what happened was I was like weed whacker. Like this is the thing. This is the deal.
Yeah.
And
the cat's pajamas. Got you. Okay.
And so I use Siglon PE8 braid 20-pound on my BFS.
Of course.
With my weed whacker.
Okay.
Because I can send it like a million freaking miles.
Sure.
Like I can get it, and in clear water, that's really important. Get it the hell away from you as far as you can. And I was using that, but the problem with that stuff is, if you have a professional overrun, it gets a little kinked, and eventually you're gonna cast, and it's gonna go.
Yeah. Bye.
Well, that happened.
Not my weed whacker.
And
you just popped your tackle box open. You tied a new one on.
You had 42 other weed whackers in the
Except I did not bring a single other weed whacker.
You brought one? The old fly fisherman rules, man. You always bring at least two.
For those who do not know, Zach, you cannot get that bait out of his hand. Ever. So for him to only have one is like.
He forgot his weed whacker box.
He probably slept with the other ones and left them at his house.
It was like day one, brand new day. But anyways, so I looked around and I was like, well, I practiced with the swim frat. Why not?
Why not? I love that. That's how I fish all
last
the time.
last hour of the tournament, I put the swim frat back on. Did not fish at top water. Fished it probably about 2-3 feet down, and just
that A-dot
started on that A-dot on that gap.
Yeah, the little Titan diver.
It just started annihilating them. Fishing in the same places I was fishing the weed whacker. The weather did all kinds of weird stuff that day. It was like pre-front, post-front, front.
Florida.
It took a
front, back, front,
full
side,
shift
front.
on the wind, but like,
So
it got crazy.
Whereas a lot of guys like Ryan, they're like very analytical and everything. I fish with my tummy kind of, and it worked.
His gut, Jeff. I see. He goes with his gut.
I was going back to like him doing this with the rod or something.
Just drifting. Wherever the wind blows.
Yeah, goes.
Swim frat.
Listen, man. Listen. I forgot my flip flops. So I was in some like real crap Walmart flip flops.
He made me pull over in South Carolina so you could go to Walmart and get flip flops.
So he bought $1 flops.
Yeah,
and
I had some
flops.
I had some Target Wranglers on, and
Elite Premium.
I think
they
were. Oh no,
being a man.
Yeah. So I was like, like whatever. Let's just go.
I love
That
it.
is wild.
But you know what? Like
that's how you win, folks.
That right there, recipe, write it down. That's a writer downer
now,
right
listen,
there.
There is actually there's a point to all of this, and that is like chill out, let it go. Just go fishing.
Stay relaxed.
Do the best you can. Calm down.
It's helpful.
It's gonna be okay. Don't panic, and bring your towel.
And more weed whackers, at least.
And more weed whackers.
And more than one weed whacker.
Yeah, you see all these?
You could have brought the whole rack with you.
They're going to be cleaned out.
And we wouldn't be talking about an 8-odd Titan diver catching them up. So you know what?
Wouldn't have thrown the frat.
I did have a
worked
lot
out.
of swim frats with me. I had every color with me, and I had like 2 or 3 packs of the
But you
Titan
brought
divers.
one wee whacker.
But one weed whacker. Fate.
You had to make
Fate.
room for all the colors of the frat.
He's got a lineup of clamshells.
Those clamshells take up a lot of space in
They do.
my Evo largemouth backpack.
They do, but it's
Ah.
TPE. You don't need all of them. Like you should take one clamshell and put one of each color in there
No,
because
you
that
stop.
will last you an entire day of fishing.
This is
Yep.
the whole
Oh,
drive.
they
This is
been
the
doing that
whole
for
drive down.
months.
Ryan's like, you know what you should do.
And
I'm
you're like, nah.
I'm just gonna clean lint out of my belly button.
I
fish with my belly button.
I gotta clean off my fishing brain, which is my belly.
My tackle is probably the most organized aspect of my entire life.
Good to see that. Like, I have to be in the
It's-
same space, but
Zach
I've been doing that for
knows,
years with like the Z-Man goat toads. It's a 3-pack, right? So you just get 3 packs, your favorite colors. You bring one white, one black, and then one with the chartreuse belly. You're good. Swim frat, I do the same thing, man, because it's 3, right? So you get the chartreuse, the white, the black, and you're good.
What happens if you put one in a tree, which I did in the last 15 minutes?
I
Grab
do
the other one.
Go get it with your
Are you
friends.
not-
there
your
was no
Wranglers.
getting
Are you not throwing it on 30-pound braid? Just pull it out.
On BFS, 30-pound braid, 8-aught hook, you know?
No, I was not throwing the swim frat on BFS. Come on now.
Super mega overpowered BFS. No? Not doing that. All right, that's fine.
I
It
do
was way
throw-
up in the tree?
It was
He
way
did-
up the tree.
He just threw it way up the tree.
I made Ryan
Um,
give me his last hook.
Which he returned. He gave me
Yeah, 'cause
another.
it's 15
another one.
bucks.
It's a good friend. That's a good friend.
They're hard to get.
It's half
not
of
even the
$15,
cost. They're just
Paul.
hard to come by.
They are hard to come by. I was actually surprised by that.
Yeah.
We have them in the Dark Horse shop. If you are having
Mhm.
trouble
We do.
finding 6 or 8-aught Titan divers,
Yeah, it's the
Dude,
BKK
it is
Titan
we still
diver.
have some.
It's probably tied for one of the nicest hooks I've ever purchased.
Yeah.
It's the whole plus thing, like with the silicone weight, in like the way
Yeah.
you can just swap everything out without blowing out your plastic and re-rigging stuff and trying to like
Yep.
pop the hook off a screw lock or whatever. Like it's awesome. I
So
love
Yeah.
it.
the swim frat, like the swim frat by itself is an extremely versatile bait. When you pair it with the Titan Diver 8-aught plus, it becomes the most versatile bait you've ever used. You can literally do anything with it. Like, I mean anything. I was fishing it. I was fishing it in a river on the Juniata a little while back, and like, I mean, we're talking like just like a day off a flood stage, and I was able to put the switch out the 8-gram weight for the 12-gram weight, and actually able to use it. Like, it's pretty wild.
Love it. Love that. All right. So to wrap it up, how many inches did you guys end up putting up?
192 and a quarter.
192 and a quarter. This is team division, by the way, you guys. So just to be clear, if you guys wanted to do a Kayak Adventure Series, which there is one next week, which you can still register for, it's in Plymouth, Indiana. You can go for the individual division. You can go for a team division. There's a micro bag. There's all sorts of other prize opportunities out there. You heard Drew say they're paying out to like 25% of the field. But beyond that, there's a whole bunch of like just really cool little prizes. They do like first bass, last bass. So it's like the first fish caught timestamped, they did a prize for at Tallahassee. And then the last fish timestamped is another prize, right? So they do all sorts of cool stuff like that. But for the team division, it's a combined total. So who caught the most inches? Who got the – yeah, you heard me. Who got the most inches? Yeah, all right, there we go.
100
No
and a
way.
quarter.
No way. So
100 and a quarter century belt.
just over 100. So you got the century belt too
Yep.
for that?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
sick, man.
Just fishing with my tummy.
I'm adopting that. That's what I'm doing, Paul.
But
I'm gonna
listen,
fish my
like-
tummy too.
Like, if this, I know you guys have been talking about like trying to make this more palatable for new guys
Yeah.
coming into this. Like, listen, like, chill out. Like,
100%. That's
it's-
great
it's-
advice.
It's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to.
Well,
like,
that's
you don't have to freak out about it. Like, and probably freaking out about it is going to do a lot worse for you than just going out and Ryan kept telling me it was the best advice he gave me for 18 hours. Just go do what you do.
Yeah. Well,
Go do that.
So we talk about it with Drew all the time
if
too.
it's not working out, eat a sandwich. Go do something else.
Yeah, snack time is life-saving, right? 100%. And especially if you're in a team situation. Granted, you guys weren't like right next to each other, but if you're like around each other, you can say, "Oh, you look grumpy and you haven't caught fish in a while. You should probably have a snack." That's what Paul and I do all the time. And then, I mean, I love the idea, and we've talked to Drew about it before too, of simplicity, right? So just simplifying, being more efficient through simplicity. If you bring 7 boxes of tackle and all this, you bring new stuff, that's like one of the worst things to me that you can do. Granted, you had the swim frat fairly new, but you also threw the Wee Whacker, which you were very familiar with. So it's kind of like having those confidence baits on board, on deck, ready to go. And you're like, all right, I tried this. It's not working. I'm going to something I trust. Right?
I'm like, I have more baits than I know what to do with. And I love trying new things and like rigging and messing with them and trying to like make them do different things. But when it comes to tournament time, like, I mean, I have probably 6 or 7 just staples that I lean heavy on.
100%.
I told Ryan, I was like, he said, "So what are you throwing?" I was like, "Well, I got this, and I'm gonna punch." He goes, "So you're just gonna try something that you don't know how to do?"
Try something you've never done, huh?
Sounds like a good strat, right? But then you abandoned that and you went to stuff you're confident.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to add on to the kayak adventure experience. If you are new and have never done one of these, I've fished Bassmaster events, the old Hobie BOS trail, the old KBF stuff. If you want to get into the traveling tournament stuff, this is an awesome place to do it because of how Drew kind of has everything formatted with the meetups and the group gatherings and things like that. Like, there's a lot to be learned, and especially after the tournament's over, everybody likes to hang out and talk, and you can learn stuff and ask questions, and like, it's an awesome resource for just learning this if you are new.
Unless you're Ryan's partner, and then you are not allowed to talk to anybody until the event's over, and he makes you stay in the swamp.
Yeah,
with your stash of kayaks.
I do things the way that I do them.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's great advice for anybody looking to get into the tournament scene. Like, you shouldn't show up planning to try a whole bunch of new stuff. You really gotta just come up with like those staple things that you know well, those confidence lures that you have, and try not to freak out. Fish with your tummy, as it were, as Zech would say.
That sounds like a AAA T-shirt.
Fish with your tummy. Was that South Park with the sea otters took over and they were like,
it's like a one of these. Fish with your tummy.
Fish with your tummy. Go with your gut is what I'm going to continue to say. But you own it. You own your phrase, my friend. But yeah, if you have this confidence base, like, that's what you should be rolling with. I always think of like John Dalton, for example, like Creek Fishing Adventures. I'm like, if I don't see a white chartreuse spinnerbait on his rod, like, I am confused. If Dalton's out there, he's got that, or he's got a Yum Dinger in like the sherbet color. Like, I know what he's throwing. He has his confidence baits. He sticks to it. That works. And the dude catches tons and tons of fish.
Can I bring up a little bit of a question? I got a question. And maybe your viewers can answer it for me. How come, if you pay attention to any of the major tours, the BPT or the Elite Series, and on the deck of every single one of their boats, you see white and or chartreuse, something, if not multiple somethings. Why is everybody so scared of white and chartreuse?
People are scared of white and chartreuse? Who's scared of it?
Oh, listen.
I
pack stuff every single day out of this thing right here. And let me tell you what people
white and
are
chartreuse
scared of.
is the last to go.
White chartreuse, black perch, bluegill. That's all I buy. I don't buy
it's
one
wild,
of my go-to. I mean,
anything
my
else.
just straight up go-tos. Yeah,
It's so wild. Like people
Wow.
do not buy white and or chartreuse.
Wow. We like if you look
All
at
of
any of
it.
my tackle boxes, it's all that. Like
Listen, I've got the
vast
chartreuse.
majority.
I've got the chartreuse back here in the bait from from last Christmas.
Is it the Swamp Pro lures?
Yeah.
Dude,
Tattletale?
that. Oh,
Heck
that
yeah.
one's money,
Heck
dude.
Yeah, that thing was sick.
People are scared of it, man. They're super
That's
scared of it.
weird. I'm gonna be honest. That's weird to me. That's like hearing. That's like hearing that somebody like doesn't want to fish like watermelon. That,
You want to hear
like,
something even funnier?
Go on.
I'm scared of white and chartreuse.
What?
What?
Oh my god, he is.
I
So
don't
much so.
understand. It's such a
Why?
confidence color for me. Like
I'm gonna
like
take
all
him.
white
I need
baits,
to
all
take him to
chartreuse,
just
or white
like
chartreuse.
our good flatland Ohio muddy water, like terrible lakes.
Hold on, though.
I-
When you
It's gonna be
what's
forced
so
to
when
fish
you
it.
when you get a chatterbait or a
Yeah.
spinnerbait,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
color?
what's your go-to? Like when you're like, what is
If you
your
say black blue, I'm gonna smack you.
No,
Okay.
no. I spinner baits. I like pink and white. Yeah,
Over white chartreuse?
yeah.
I mean, it's great color, but wow.
This is. I buy the same color spinnerbait. I buy
But-
pretty much mouse.
9 times out of 10, the colors
But-
I throw are black or
Mhm.
smoke and pearl, and that's it.
Okay,
here's
not
the
bad choices.
kicker for my spinnerbait. I buy mouse all the time, or I buy.
Yeah.
straight
What's mouse?
chartreuse. Mouse is like that. It's like the spotted bat, like Clearwater shad kind of color.
Okay.
brown,
okay.
gray,
Very
white, blue?
clear. But I don't put trailers on my spinnerbait. I put a second skirt, and those two, the only two skirt colors that I put on there is golden chartreuse and white and silver.
See, this is where Ryan has forgotten that he's now a part of Dark Horse Tackle, and you always put a trailer on your.
That's
spinner.
two
Can be
line
purchased
items
for
on that
$4.99
No.
on sale at darkhorse.com.
Everything
Uh,
needs a
I
trailer.
never leave the house.
The
without
only
two
other
trailers.
color of spinnerbait I buy is straight chartreuse. Like if I can get it with chartreuse
Yeah.
blades, I will. Like,
just
Honestly,
works. Chartreuse
white
works.
chartreuse. Whenever Jeff, you can watch all of our fishing videos where we're like shopping, and if we're like, well, what should we get? Do they have white chartreuse?
Yeah, one of the first things we grab.
I literally
White chartreuse.
top 5 options:
Yep.
bone, white chartreuse, bluegill, perch.
Yep.
No,
chartreuse gill is probably my favorite bladed jig color. Like that green pumpkin.
That is
The
a good
chartreuse
one.
is
That's a
freaking
good
one.
awesome. And I'll put a straight white trailer on it. That's what I've been fishing
Absolutely.
all spring.
Yeah.
all the time.
White
It-
trailer is such a safe color too for anything.
So when I'm buying, as long as it's not white, like pure white,
Oh,
it's
this
gotta
is
have.
pure white. I've been throwing the pure white
pearlescent.
motion.
But- yeah, but when I
this is
bought-
not
if I-
pearlescent.
Oh
yeah,
no,
so
you're
there's-
talking about. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah, no,
I've been throwing
that's
that motion crawl that is like
that's
it is
that's
just
white, honey.
white.
That one
That's
is
white.
there's no transparency at all in that.
Nope.
That's like if I'm gonna buy the most whenever I'm gonna bring pack for a tournament, you can only bring so much stuff. And I actually narrow down quite a bit when I go.
Mhm.
I will always have a white trailer, but it's never like marker white. Like there is some transparency to it because that transparent white can fit on like 60% of colors and be just fine. Like just fine. And same with chartreuse. If I get a chartreuse and white trailer, that works for like 30 or 40%. There's not really a lot of bad options to mix in.
You
And
can
so that-
you can
that
like
ends up being
tone
less.
those colors down though. Like that straight white, if I put it on like a bluegill or a green pumpkin, skirted bait, like it tones that white way down.
No, for
Mhm.
sure.
Right?
Because you're covering
Whereas
half.
if I put it on a chartreuse or a white chartreuse bait, like it's loud and bold and stands out. Like
Mhm.
Ryan's
It's-
always playing 40
I
chess.
know.
It depends on the scenario, the situation. He just fishes with his tummy, man. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
He
all
just
right?
has cow's tummy. He has a lot of
Yeah.
tummies.
Yes.
He's got 4 of them bad
All
boys.
3 of them.
It should be, dude. I fish with my tummies, and it's just like,
Just rubbing all of the tummies. My
he's
God.
like it's transparent. He's just got like 9 stomachs, and it's like,
Jeez. All right, we've learned a lot. That's what I know. My gosh. All right, so you guys are going to Midwest of us, I take it, yeah? So we're all
Hell
going to
yeah.
be hanging out in Plymouth, Indiana. It's going to be a good time. And you guys should definitely be there too. But what's the plan? Are you guys doing a team?
Tell me what
division
baits you're fishing with. What colors? Exactly where?
And where
I
are you
didn't ask
fishing?
any of that.
Can I get
We
launch
can get into
probably
that if you want to, Paul.
I'll be honest. It's probably going to be a swim frat, one of the three colors.
Sure.
Probably a chartreuse gill Deeks cheapskate is going to be in the lineup. Those are probably going to be the two that I lean really heavy on. There may be some top water involved. We're going to see about that, but probably a wee whacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially with some rain coming in, like that scattered rain right before that.
Yeah,
you
That's
can't
got
go
me
wrong with the
hyped
top
up.
water. You get a pop water, a pop R running fast. You get a
Yep.
buzzbait going. That bite will be there.
Yeah.
I mean, once the smallies get over their like, I don't know, the thing that happens
Trepidation?
after winter. Yeah, thanks.
Trepidation.
Like topwater is always in.
Yeah.
Like it's always.
Well, they go nuts for it, dude. You give
There's
some loon popper or plopper, like you're gonna be.
I heard
good.
somebody once say, like, never underestimate the aggressiveness of the smallmouth.
Yeah.
And this is so like topwater's always it might
Free
not
the fighter,
be the
baby.
thing that's going to catch every single fish in the river, but there's 5 big ones that'll eat it every single.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the
There's
thing is you got to weed them out, man. So like that really something like that really helps out because your little skittish fish they kind of disappear, but the big boys
I'll
slap it.
I'll definitely be using the swim frat. I'll definitely have the wee whacker tied on my Cashin icon
I really want
with my
to,
with my Gecko Vision Daiwa rod.
Oh,
Or
Oh
reel.
no, he's got the
now he's dropping
gecko.
bombs.
I do.
I want the munchie to be in play, but if they're chasing, I just know it won't be right, and that's what's actually made me the most sad.
Which munchie do you
it's-
have?
Yes,
All of them.
You have all of them.
Good
Yeah.
question.
I plan.
It'll probably
plan on
play.
using the Titan Diver
Ah.
8/0 with the munchie
Oh,
with
yeah.
the blade.
That's a
Damn.
great idea.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
don't forget you can swim those too.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Like
yes,
float
I-
on them, but-
and what my plan actually was, it's funny we were talking about this. My plan actually was basically to have, depending on what's happening when we get there, a moving bait, a top water bait, and then some sort of not flipping bait, but like the munchie that I could throw when I see good stuff going in the water. So if I see a big rock pile and I know there's going to be a fish there, and it's more of like, hey, I might normally Ned rig that spot and kind of pick it apart. I might instead throw the munchie and have it just be a big fish home run swing at every one of those spots where I could twitch it on the way down and work it really slow and hopefully entice that fish.
Yeah.
That was my plan.
Not bad.
If anything, that munchie will pull them out. If they won't eat it, you may get a chance to say, "Oh, there is a big fish in there," and then pick up your net.
Follow up.
That's what I'm,
Yep.
and that's kind of where I was like, but I have it as like bait number 3 because I think a lot of, to be honest, if I could catch them one way, if the rain is there, it's either going to be on top water, and ideally it would be on like a square bill. That would be like the most ideal. Like if I could get a square bill bite running, that would be the best. If they're really chasing, we'll see.
a little
Yeah.
ladies man on the cliff paste peanut.
Dude, when you
Oh.
when you get them running on moving baits, like I don't often hit I just don't fish them like I used to, but there is like a sixth sense where, and like I'll have like the best day ever if they're on a crankbait, some kind of crankbait. And if I can get them, if that's the bite, and I'll try it once and I'll be like, the spidey sense will go off and it's like, it's crankbait time. That will be my only chance to actually win.
See, that's
if I can
spidey
get
sense.
that bite rolling.
That spidey sense you're talking about.
That's
what
the
happened
tummy.
whenever
That's
I
my
got to
fifth
the
stomach.
first topwater
It's
bite.
my
and I
fifth
started-
stomach. Yeah, dude. It is crazy.
Double
When you
whacker.
it's rare, but when it does happen and it's like a crankbait day, like that's when I'm like that's one of the few times where I'm like, I will do well today.
Well, yeah, it's like somebody just like you were just wandering in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and then all of a sudden someone was like, "Here's Mama's PB&J sandwich."
100%, dude.
Mhm.
Hopefully with the water.
Time to feast.
Stomach number 5, full.
Gosh. All right. So, yeah, I mean, it should be a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited for it. So, if you guys are going to be in Indiana, hopefully we get a chance to see you guys there. Luckily for us, Paul, it's only 2.5 hours. We're going to be rolling in likely because we want to fish the river, likely rolling in with 2 freshly rigged or about to be rigged at midnight on Thursday night river kayaks. So, because I want to get the motors on there. I want to.
What boats are you guys bringing again?
The Sholey and the RVR would be the choice. But if I can't get them built, then it's probably going to be a new canoe. And because I want to hit the river, it's going to be the Unlimited and the U10. So Paul will run the U10, I'll run the Unlimited. We just got to get them out of storage, take them to the spot. We can set them up pretty quick. And we'll have the NK 300s on them. So we can be rip-roaring around. It should be a good time. I mean, if we got to hunt for fish, like it's hard to beat the 300. We could take the river boats as is with an anchor and just drift, and that's fine too. But you can't cover that much water, and I like to be able to move spot to spot. Like you guys were saying, hey, if this ain't working, let's move. On the river, that means go for a rip. Just like, hey, let's just drive for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, Ryan, you always bring like 2 batteries, don't you? And you run like I remember the first time I fished a tournament with you, I think at Whitehall, you went 7 miles on that one. That was a couple years ago, but
that's short for like Steve and I that same year.
Great, good to know.
Steve and I that same year on the Susquehanna that got blown out by Debbie, like we did 34.5 miles, like with all the zigzags. He was dropping breadcrumbs all the way down on Google Maps and like
where was that at?
But our put in and takeout were 25 miles apart.
Oh, Debbie does Susky. Got it.
And so with all the zigzagging and running back up behind island chains, like Steve did the math, it worked out to be about 34 miles, which you can't do without a motor. Like you can't.
100%. No. Yeah. No. You can do a couple miles without a motor if you're hustling.
And I don't want people to think you can't win on a paddle because you can. There's a lot of guys that do really well on a paddle.
I just did it this past weekend.
For the audience,
I didn't take a motor or anything.
It's not. It's definitely not always needed. And
we might end up doing that out of
and that's what I told,
having them.
And frankly, I told Jeff the same thing. I'm like, I'm happy to. Well, first of all, if I have the opportunity to fish on the river, that's what I'm picking. I don't actually care whether it's the right choice or not. It's the right choice for me. And so that's what I'm going to do because that's what I just want to do, and that's gonna be fun. So I told Jeff, I was like, look, if we can't get these rigged out, I'm honestly totally fine with doing a float because, frankly, I'm just in it for practice. Period. Like this, all tournaments are practice tournaments for me because I'm not a tournament angler. And even recently, Jeff, we had some folks on earlier in the series talking about like treat your regular fishing days like tournament day. And I've started to just measure all my fish. Whether I'm not actually taking a picture, but like I'm actually just measuring all my fish, keeping track in my head on how many 12s, how many 14s, like how many 16s, and like, building out a bag as I go throughout the day. And, thinking about like, did I hit 5 yet? Okay, how many of my 5 were this length? And it does honestly, it's really helped. It has really helped. And it creates this like new mentality, and that's what I'm trying to do with these tournaments too. Treat these as practice opportunities. That takes a lot of the stress off. I'm not concerned about winning. I'm not concerned about my placement. I'm concerned about like, am I building
your tummy?
Have I taught my tummy anything? Like, am I creating a process that works for me? And how am I going to like put it into practice, into play during the tournament? And then maybe what did not go well for me? Like, what should I have done differently afterwards? And just kind of take the feedback and learn from each one of these experiences. It makes it way more fun. I don't feel like I'm wasting any money when I don't place. And I'm never really upset with the result because, like, the whole point was, like, I wanted 1 or 2 takeaways.
Yeah.
So talking about the motor, I'll let you know. So this is kind of interesting. I did a tournament on the Juniata River about, 2 weeks after? Right, something like that. The motor.
He had
really
the bug. He was itching to get back out there and go make more money.
The motor didn't really
do me any. I mean, it helped a little bit
Yeah.
on down in Florida, but honestly, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not required, especially
yeah.
if you're really smart about
Yeah.
picking your spot. But like again,
that's such a huge point though.
But if you
I
hit
thought-
a dead stretch of the river, like a motor,
You're done.
Game changer.
That could be a mile. That could be 2 miles of flat water. That's muck.
We get it all the time on the
all
Grand.
you're gonna.
This
How
is-
many times have you gone through a spot, a section, like when you don't know the river, where it's all sand and muck or marl, heaven forbid, and then what do you see? Suckers or carp, and you know what that means?
Mhm.
You're
There's
like,
not
I
a-
gotta run, man.
This is not going to be a good place for me
This is
right
trash
now.
water. Paul and I hit it all the time on the Grand, and we're just like, dude, this spot
Very
sucks.
likely, and then sometimes that's a mile.
Yeah.
Take a
Sometimes
good
that's
take a good look in those schools of carp though, because sometimes giants.
Oh,
Of course, yeah.
Brian,
of course.
you
I
shut
hit him
your
in the head
mouth.
with jigs. All
It's
day
Brian,
rare.
long.
It's rare though. Like typically when
They're
you see that,
they are very very hard to catch.
Yes.
Out of
Don't
those
tell
you're
them
right.
about the
but
Smalley
it's-
carp
but
back
it's
riders.
It's a thing.
There be fish there. You're right. You're right.
I've watched them hang out like on turtles before.
Yep.
Like Zach and I saw it in the Allegheny. We're like,
That's
dude,
just
a
rude.
20
That's
20
like
inch smallmouth,
Goku
like, just
standing on
sitting the
Nappa's
back
head.
of a
That's
turtle.
what that is. That's Goku standing
Give
on
me a
Nappa's
ride.
head.
That's
is
a
so
caddy.
savage.
That's
Yeah.
a good
Oh my
caddy right
God.
there.
It's wild.
But no, that like having the motor on the Juniata, like it was the first time I'd ever had a motor in current,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of current, like a lot. Like I was on 20% to stand still.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it was moving.
ripping.
Have you ever
That's
been on
ripping.
100% to go 1 mile an hour?
We were
Bro, if you go up
pretty
north
damn
and
close.
the Allegheny was like that because we hit that we launched in the same spot both days. But yeah, like the
The dam was
300
letting out the first day.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
I could
Yes.
barely get upstream with the 300, and then
Right.
like
And that's
right
in a
now,
new canoe that does not. The draft is about maybe
Yeah.
an inch of the shoulder.
it's like the best possible situation with that motor. Still struggled, but yeah,
yeah.
right now like all of the state of Michigan is under flood watch. The entire state, like the northern area is really bad. Traverse City is flooded right now. So feeling for the people up there. Hopefully everybody's okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's freaking nuts.
Crazy.
Gnarly.
But yeah,
Hopefully we're not dealing with that.
I spent the whole time actually learning my motor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
you have to.
not
trial by
catching-
fire, baby.
Not
Especially in
catching
a shoalie.
any fish.
No, especially in a shoalie because with a 300 and a shoalie, depending on your foot steering setup that you chose to go with, that's a lot of power for
Yes.
a shallow drafter.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It
Yeah.
was I remember Paul, I remember you talking about the it being in the Allegheny, and you were talking about like navigating some quick water, and you were like, my boat was doing crazy shit, and I just always was like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh my god.
Yeah, you
Like,
that trip.
It
You were
does
It just
dripping
crazy
by.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
in the,
I'm like-
the river,
I'm like
it gets
drafting.
nutty. Yep.
I
man.
fished that
That's pretty
event this.
wild.
I fished that event this past weekend where having a motor would have actually been a detriment to how I planned to fish it.
Sure.
Because I planned to fish 3 or 4 different small lakes that day, where like just the rigging and unloading and doing all this stuff, like it adds so much time to the day that like I've got a 20-minute drive at least like between each of these lakes. If I'm
You're adding
giving
10
myself-
minutes.
Yeah, about an hour and a half per lake. Like I've got to make it happen like really quick and as quickly as possible. So I was like, no, I'll just paddle. Like I kind of know where to go. And
Have you tried a new canoe with the EPS, the Quick Connect?
The Quick Connect system.
no,
I'm here to tell you.
it's-
I was at ICAST the year it came out. And I was actually not really into new canoe at the time because it seemed really convoluted, honestly. And the setups, I had seen their pedal setups only, and I was like, this makes no sense. And I still don't think it makes sense. That being
pedal
said,
drive sucks. That's
when
why.
the EPS, I was on the water, I just happened to be standing there, and I watched the dude pull the motor off, and I was like, what just happened?
Is that
I was
Mike?
like, hold on,
Mike.
sir. And I walked over, and I was like, do that again. And he's like, yeah, dude, it's cool. And he literally pulled out a pin.
Just
He
do
pulled
that
out one
again.
pin that is not
Yeah.
screw in or anything, just one pin, tension fit pin with a little ball joint at the back.
Yeah.
Pulled it off, unplugged the motor, and that was the entire process
That was it.
of removing the motor. And I was
Yep.
like, put it back on. Plugged it in,
The
set it in
funny-
the cradle, boom, boom. That
And
was
just
the
boom.
entire process.
The funny thing about that is like my first experience with the motor was on the new canoe. So now when you start with a quick connect and then
Oh.
you go to
It's-
my
the OG
it's
setup,
Pulleys, reverse cable,
doing?
all this stuff. The EPS
There's so many
one-foot
things.
steering is elite.
Yeah.
It literally.
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm not into kayak rigging. I just want to plug shit in.
Imagine what
New
you
canoe
just went through.
EPS.
Imagine what you just
Done.
went through and were upset by. Imagine
Yeah.
that problem alleviated by
fraction of that.
85%. A
That'd be
fraction.
amazing.
You don't
That'd be
even
amazing.
need a tool. You don't
Listen,
even need a tool. You need fingers to set it up.
I'm gonna be straight up with you.
You
I
do need
had
some
to
tools,
I had to
actually,
rig
but
my
yeah.
motor up to my boat, and so I was like, so Ryan, but
What are you doing tonight?
You're coming
What are
over
you-
to PA?
You're
So,
coming over here.
I'll be
About
there in
setting up
3
this kayak
hours.
for me.
And Ryan
Look,
came
I'll
and put
be
my
honest,
motor on.
That EPS, that like it does. It's not free. It's pretty expensive, a couple $100, but $300. But
The EPS
you know,
is
once
$450.
Time is money.
the full thing, once you get
Mhm.
that thing fully rigged out, it is
Mhm.
really hard to get out of a new canoe because of what you just talked about. When you're like, when you want to hit the water, if you just have a motor and a battery and a crate and your rods and reels, no electronics, it doesn't weigh very much to launch, and to get it rigged out takes about 1 minute, because the hardest part of the whole process is just attaching the controller cable to your throttle. That's the longest part of the whole thing.
I need to ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've got the 300
That
Mhm.
with the 50 amp hour 36 volt low pro.
great.
Mhm.
That's super nice.
So you guys have experience with that?
A
Yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the throttle only turns on when you open the app?
No.
What?
What? The throttle should
My-
turn on as soon as you plug
Yeah.
into your low pro battery.
My throttle will
This has
only
been
turn
weird.
on after I open the app.
You got to hit up. So, do you have the HD
No.
NK300? Okay,
No.
so is your controller cable a 4-pin controller cable? There's 4
4.
pins in it. Okay. Is it like a thicker diameter 4-pin, or is it really skinny 4-pin?
It feels pretty skinny to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
you might have the original controller cable, so I would hit up Newport about
But
that.
like
So-
it's like not a problem because I figured out on the boat ramp on Friday
in Florida.
the
in
app
Florida.
starts it. Yeah.
that I have to, as soon as I open
Yeah.
the app,
Mm-hmm.
everything turns on and I'm good
Yeah.
to go.
You likely have a fried low pro battery. So it's because of the controller cable. And if you hit up Newport, they'll take care of you. But yeah,
Okay.
so essentially I had that with my first NK300. And then after that, they updated the controller cable, stopped having that issue. And then they updated it again with the HD series. I've had no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
So it could be that, but yeah, the app force starts it. And then the other thing that force starts your battery is if you plug it in to charge it, it will kick on. So what's happening is a safety feature in the low pro battery that's forcing it not to start.
Yeah,
So
I
it has
have
to start.
zero issues charging it. I've got zero issues once it turns on. It
Mhm.
runs forever. I freaking
Yeah, run all
love
day.
it. It's all good. It's just it took me like what, Ryan? Like 15 minutes?
There was some mild panic going on.
Yeah, no, but that's what happens. Like, and it's
Yeah.
very frustrating when people think, people are like, a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing the HD. Like, there's not, like, they're like, well, there's no upgrade. I'm like, they should have changed the color or something. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
because
It's-
honestly,
it's on them.
it's something to
It is
market
bad.
it a little more different, because it actually, that HD cable, I cannot express how big of a change that is, and the level of upgrade that is from the original cable. Now, that's how it should have been the whole time, to be fair.
You're talking
But
the control
the
cable,
HD
the
cable,
throttle.
just the cable that, well,
Yeah,
and the
that's
connection.
always
So the
been the
connection that's
problem.
attached to the
Yeah.
controller and the motor, and the cable that goes in between them, because you connect it on both ends.
Right.
And that cable connection it's so much better. Also, squeaky wheel above the for your retractor cable.
Instead of a pulley, they have the
It's not a
Ronson block
pulley.
now.
It's literally all solid one piece. It almost looks like a super thick paper clip. It is so much better. It's silent.
I think I omitted the pulley and just went with a carabiner.
You can.
Yeah,
It's like lifting some weights to pull it up. But yeah, when you get the pulleys, it's just like you're
I
good.
actually bought.
That's why this arm is so much bigger than the other arm.
Because you're just lifting that.
Yeah, the new retractor is so much better, and then the sound is very different. It does not sound the same at all. When you run the old one, the motor sound. When you run the old one and then you run the new one, they do not sound the same at all.
I think I remember hearing this from one of your videos, but they updated the seals, didn't they?
Yeah. Not only did they update the seals, they did the conformal coating for all of the electronics. So that is a huge upgrade as well. Like people, it's stuff that people don't normally run into.
Those seals are a big deal because my last NK300 didn't last a year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, to be fair,
I just got the.
How was your year that you treated?
This is Ryan.
Dude, I did
482 miles. I'm kidding.
The 1 year I did
kidding.
not treat it nearly as hard as 1 year that I did on an 1103 that I had for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I was pretty disappointed that when I pulled it out for the first time after fishing in January and it sounded like a freaking helicopter. Like
you should be mad.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
This is a different. It puts it in a different class. It's so much better. Really.
Yeah.
It is.
We have
the seals are a huge deal.
I think we have 4 NK300s now. So we have the OG. We have one. I killed
we
one.
have 2 OGs, one new, and then one HD.
Yep.
Have you ever put 2 on one boat?
Weird.
Sounds like
we
a
never
dumb
have.
idea.
We never have.
Yep, you're right.
We never have. Why haven't we?
And we won't because I'm not going to rig it. So good luck. You do it.
Sounds like fun.
I would be.
I'll wait.
To.
I'll wait.
I'll be happy to. It bothers me not a bit. It was my idea.
Nobody. Zach never thought of it.
For this kayak angler mag yak off competition, I asked the guy in charge. I was like, if I put 2 NK300s on one kayak, will I be in trouble? He said, don't do it. And I said, but why? He's like, just don't do it. I was like, dang it. He never did tell me why.
Because it's stupid.
I never
All
got
right, moving on to slow rolling thunder because we're closing out the show for the day. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. It's been awesome. We are going to be in Indiana, so hopefully we get to see a bunch of you guys there. But as always, we always close our show out with some slow rolling thunder. So we got a couple of questions. Every guest that comes onto the Kayak Adventure Series / AAA show gets the same 2 questions. This is just for you guys. In chat, if you have some stories, feel free. This is your time to share. But question number 1 is the nice one. Question number 2 is the mean one. So for the nice question, what is your best moment that you've had fishing on the water? So this is an on the water moment. This is like in your mind. You just go back to this and you replay this moment all the time. What is your best moment? Let's go with Ryan first.
Mine's a really easy because it just happened the other day. It was watching that 9-pounder come out and smoke that rat.
Hell yeah!
I got to see it. Like I watched it come out from the log and just.
That's wild.
That was crazy. So that one.
You visually saw it or on the Eagle 9?
No, visually. So I didn't have
visually.
I was
goddamn scoper.
I only had.
He just said he did it. Calm down, Zach.
like truly old school. Drug my boat way down a hill into a wilderness area and way up. So it was
that's so
awesome.
Cool, man.
Jeff
Congrats
and I we went on a trip to just a bunch of random lakes, zero research, and we went out to this one spot, and I had a fly rod with me, and I had my hand tied like Clouser minnow type deal, and I was out in the middle of this super deep pocket for no reason at all. Threw it down there, waited about a minute for it to get down, and the water was so clear I could see it. And it was probably 10 or 12 feet down, and I watched a bass come out at about 0.2 miles an hour and just be like, And I was like, no way, dude. I was like, no way, dude. And then he was just like, what? And I was like, oh my God. It was like most psychotic eat I've ever seen. It took forever. It like was to a point where I was like, are you going to
do
how
the
far
thing
down,
where you
how
bite
far
the
away
thing.
are you? It's like Austin Powers where he's like, no, and it's like the steamroller, and he's like,
movie.
no. Yeah. That's
Friggin'
so
wild.
cool.
Zach, what about you, man?
I think that would have to be clearly the day that I think I truly understood bass fishing. Changed my life. Early 2000s, I was throwing a gambler flapping shad, and I was throwing it weightless and just kind of like, I don't know, screwing around with it in the water, not doing too much, because you got to fish slow. And I made an errant cast, and I didn't like it, and I burned it back to me, and mid burn back to me, a largemouth bass just annihilated it, just destroyed it, blew up out of the water. And from that day forward, I realized what bass fishing can actually be, and what you can do, and how fast you can go. And yes, no, that changed everything for me. And to this day, I still like wahoo. It's
What?
Yeah, dude. You heard the man.
It was religious. It was.
Gosh dang, dude. All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like the last couple of weekends I've been getting that too. Like the short strikes, the strikes at the boat. I learned a while back it's every cast counts, right? Like every you missed, you didn't. You're in the water.
You're fishing right now
with a hook. You just fish it back. You can burn it back. But like I got to a point where I always now like pause at the boat. Like I'm reeling it, I'm retrieving, and I was running like red baits only and just had an absolute day. Got like 40 fish in a couple hours out of my home lake, which doesn't happen. Like we do numbers here, but I've never done those kind of numbers. It was raining, it was nasty out, and it was just red anything they were eating, man. But I was just burning like a red eye shad, and I was bringing it back to the boat. And if every time if I killed it at the boat, they slammed it.
That's
so
wild.
I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, cool, right? Like there's always an opportunity. If your bait's in the water, you have an opportunity.
Start doing that.
Figure eight it. Yeah. Why not? Why not? See what happens. That's awesome.
No, hey, literally, I can't remember who said it, but I heard it not too long ago. We do not yet possess the gear to move a bait fast enough
to miss.
Yeah. For a largemouth bass to miss it or a smallmouth bass to miss it. You literally can't move it.
If they want it, they're gonna get it.
So,
I thought he was gonna quote you, Jeff, from 2 seconds ago. I don't remember who said it.
It's really great thing.
Yeah, if you pause it right at the boat, they'll just slam it.
If the lure's in the water, it's an opportunity. Some guy said that. Some idiot on a podcast.
That would have been funny.
Should have gone with my tummy, man. Next time.
I had it right there. It was that close.
I'm just gonna start doing this and just channeling my inner Zach. Gosh dang it. All right. Last question. We're getting out of here. So this one is fun for us, less fun for you, maybe. But what is your worst moment on the water? This is like the tragedy. If you think about it, it still brings a tear to your eyes. What is that moment?
I know I have one from the last time we were at the KS event we did last. Everyone was talking about their top water bite, and I was like, no way. So I swap out, and I think I had a whopper plopper on. And
Allegheny.
And I'm plopping, and the biggest fish that I had seen under or above water, caught or not caught the entire time, jumped out of the water completely over it, like basically tapped its tail on my plopper. Yep. Scared the absolute bejesus out of me, and was like a midnight black, like one of those like fully darked out smallies, murdered out smallie, and never even really had a shot at the bait. Just went straight over it, and I was like,
Smallie was like wearing a cut
in my pants. That sucked.
Yeah. That's dude. Mine's from a KS event too. It was the last like 20 minutes of day 2 in Whitehall. And I had gone to a lake and like I was having a rough time. I mean, I had culled all my fish. I was doing fine. I was like mid-pack, happy for me. And then like easily 18 and a half incher comes off a log, smashes the Ned rig. I'm just trying to bring him in. I'm like, this is fine. I do this all the time. Easy peasy. Bring him in on the Ned. Homie jumps and spits the Ned in front of my face. Actually had it on camera.
Oh, no.
GoPro was right there. He's like at the boat. He just goes, pass, spits it, and then just dips out. And it was end of the day, right? It was like, that was buzzer beater fish opportunity.
It was supposed to.
It would have been a buzzer beater fish. Like that's what makes it heartbreaking, right? Like it's, whatever, you lose fish, it happens time to time. But when it's the last like couple minutes of a competition and like it's
that's
your
it.
best fit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I quit. Dude, you just sit there for a while, right? You get those bad moments. You're just like, I'm going to contemplate life for a little bit. I'm just going to hang out until
think about it.
Until
Let
it stops
marinate.
stinging. Exactly. All right. So let's go with Zach first. All right, Ryan. We'll go with Ryan.
Mine also was a KS event.
Mine too.
It was the Susquehanna in 2024. After I smashed smallmouth like first thing in the morning, I was feeling pretty good about my whole day. I was like, great. I caught like 90 something inches or whatever it was. And like, awesome. I feel really good. It's like the conditions are getting worse. It's really adverse because of the hurricane. And then at the end of the day, we get back. Steve Baker and I are coming up to the bridge, and our takeout was right after the bridge. Mm-hmm. And there's these cars that just like are almost at a full stop on the bridge. And I could see the back of my truck and stuff, but Steve's like, oh, Steve was thinking, oh, they're probably looking at us, all these crazy kayakers in this river that's like 6 feet high right now. Right. And I saw those cars, and my brain went, oh no, my truck. And they were gawking at my truck because it was in 2 feet of water. So I'm like burning the last little bit of like 13% of my Torpedo battery over to the truck. I'm clearing driftwood off the boat. I throw my boat all the way up onto the dry land, clear all the driftwood off the back. The exhaust is fully 8 inches underwater. It's coming into the cab of the truck. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have one shot to start this thing. And fortunately it fired up, dropped it in 4 low and got out. But not without it coming over the hood, spewing through the doors and
my gosh,
all that. So that was
what truck?
Probably Nissan Frontier, the
legendary.
The old Nissan got you out, dude.
I've had zero electrical issues or anything. When I got home,
you got a beast.
It smells great.
I do.
Smells great. A little driftwood,
18 hours to really base in.
Little Susky funk.
The Susky funk for breeze.
Honestly, you need a decal. You need it large and in charge, right on the window.
Just have a little Susky funk. Spray that sucker.
I might do that and just use it to cover up the rust that's forming over one of the wheel wells. We'll just get the whole side plastered.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna name the truck
just
Susky
dark
Funk,
horse stickers.
That's what I'm saying. You're welcome. Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude. Awesome. All right.
Brutal.
Zach, what about you, man?
Well, I mean, I've got one, but now I'm thinking it should be the fact that my partner keeps saying, well, my other partner, Steve Baker. But
maybe
Steve
you need
never thinks
stories,
with his tummy.
Zach.
But no. So it's actually kind of difficult for me to come up with something because let me tell you, I
only have good moments. I've never had any.
It literally
is a blessing.
I do not suffer from spinautonitis. I really don't care. Like I am out there. I am happy.
Is there a prescription for that itis?
Yeah, there is. It's not illegal. It's not legal in every state.
Well, I mean,
it's under the counter, not over the counter.
It's behind the counter in the alley.
And under the counter prescription for that.
because I did have to go back and clean that place up a little bit.
The what? In Ohio?
Anywho, just later.
I was like, we tried to clean it up.
No, I don't.
I remember walking in from the pool house with like this much trash. I was like, where did all this crap come from?
I think it was the Canadian koala. Actually, I don't think it was you guys. But no.
I clean up after myself.
Last year, KAS, broodstock on the Allegheny. I had a spot. I knew the spot. And I'm not wearing the hat right now, but I've got an Achigan hat that, the Quest for 23 hat.
Yeah.
Well, I put white out on the 23 and wrote 20 over top of it. Because I can catch like 19 and 7/8 like you would not freaking believe.
We tried so hard last year to get
Oh my God.
small house.
And
he's a pro at just sub 20. Like just
it
right
was
there.
It was Saturday of broodstock 2. And I was at the spot, and the spot was doing what the spot should do. And I was throwing what I wanted to throw, and I laid in to the biggest smallmouth I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm not going to be so bold as to say, oh, it was like 28 inches. No, it was at least 20. Okay. It was at least 20, at least. And he shined on me, and I got him within 5 feet of my boat, and then he just came on.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's the worst.
And then I dropped my pizza in the water.
And then
That
got
happened
it off.
I thought
And
that
then
was
they got
like
it
the
back.
boat ramp.
And
Little
they got it back.
Allegheny funk just on my pizza.
No, this dude was here.
Yep.
This dude.
Oh, my God.
I heard him screaming. That's the thing, right? Like it's that scream, that like just visceral pain that you
The
experience.
Star
when you
Wars
lose a
I've
fish.
been shot scream.
Yes.
Yes.
It was.
The Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, you
The
get
classic from
Yeah,
Hollywood.
you get
Ah! Yes.
Like it was right there. It was like I don't know. Like I reached out. My fingertips touched the brass ring. It's like the 18 times I've lost Costa sunglasses in the water whenever you go to touch them, and then you just bump them away even further.
Are you in generational
Like
debt at this point?
It's like $4,000 in Costa.
You can't lose 18 of them.
I was being a little dramatic, of course,
was
but let me
16.
tell you how many times I've had Costas fall into the water, and I reach out and I touch them, and then just touch them with my fingertips and
touch
push
them
them
in the
further into the water.
river
And you
takes.
sink them.
Yeah, you
The
need to
river
get some hull
provides-
floats, bro.
And
Half the price of Costas, and they float.
Unless
Yes,
you go prescription, then they don't float so well.
Yeah.
So
but anywho, that would be the moment for me. That was as close to being spun out as I've ever been. It took me a good 3 slices of soggy pizza to get over that.
Ah, that's tough.
Allegheny
The high
pizza.
bar for a hard thinking stomach brain.
Yes,
That old
it was rough.
Yummy.
It was rough. I knew it.
Oh man, we
was
all
so good.
got those moments.
It was.
I
so
was having
good.
a hard day thinking
You
about
guys-
what I was gonna do.
You guys remember how bad the eel
It's
grass
all right,
was,
buddy.
right?
We all get
Yeah.
it wrong.
Yes,
sometimes.
that
You remember
dude,
how
the-
bad
a
the
little
eel grass
headache.
was? Well,
that grass was awful.
I
that
figured
time.
this thing out where if I was drifting and I threw out a jig and it was drifting, it had to be the right weight, but we were all moving along with the eelgrass and nothing ever got hung up.
Huh.
And so I would just do the drift and then go back and do the drift. And there was a special little deal going on there. I'm not going to give it up, but there was a special little deal going on there. And
Yeah.
dude, it just worked. I'd seen it work many times before, and it just kept working, and it worked again, and everything was perfect, and the
wasn't.
Jesus rays came out of the sky, and the fish bit, and then he just left, and I dropped my pizza.
That's tough, man.
And then I dropped my pizza.
And polluted the Allegheny River with Domino's pizza grease.
Improved the Allegheny River is what you mean to say.
He told me there was an oil sck going down the river.
It
That's
was a little
called
bit of
flavor.
Yeah. Welcome to Flavor Town, Allegheny.
Good
all right.
God.
My gosh. All right. So we had a lot of fun. We did our Slow Rolling Thunder. Thank you guys so much for being on with us. If you guys have not been following these two, you should definitely do that. Definitely go check out Dark Horse Tackle. You can obviously pick up all of the tackle that you see behind Zach there. You can get that on their website. And what?
The trailers you need to be carrying at all times.
Yes, you need a trailer. If you get a bait, you have to get a trailer for it, and you should probably buy 2 of that bait because if you lose your weed whacker, you're gonna have a bad time. So pick them up at Dark Horse.
Don't lose your weed whacker.
Don't lose your weed whacker. We also have Dark Horse in our Shopify, so if you ever miss a month, you can actually go to our store and check it out down below on our YouTube channel, or go to aggressivelyaverageanglers.shopify something. If you
that
Google
works
it,
out.
It comes out.
That works out because a lot of times, by the time I know you guys are busy as shit, and by the time you guys get around to it, you can like you when you're it's close to the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you say, hey, this is the whatever box. You guys can go back and get that. You can actually like sneak peek it and see what you know. Oh, I like this one. I'm gonna go get it.
Yep. Yeah, it's perfect. So go check that out. Follow these guys over on their channels. You guys want to shout out where they can follow you? We'll start with Ryan. Ryan, where can people find you?
Yeah, the Instagram Parker Fishing 1242 because I have an incredibly common name.
1242. Love that. Awesome. And then Zach, where can they find you?
At Dark Horse Tackle, whatever. I don't do anything with my personal stuff.
He's like, don't look for me.
I'm the gears. If you see me, it's because I'm on Dark Horse Tackle.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So go check these guys out. Go pick up a Dark Horse tackle box. You'll enjoy it. We sure do. We actually gave one away on our members only live last night. Actually, it was 2 boxes and a pack in one.
There was something else in there that I got
up.
a bone to pick with you about.
In the members only one?
Oh, I got a bone. You left a Berkeley bait sitting in a Dark Horse tackle box.
I had a Oh. I did. I also wore it as a hat. It's probably one of the lamest like Berkeley baits I've ever tried to use.
And the worst packaging of all time.
I was like, I have nowhere to put this, so somebody can
sadness.
take these jigs. I was like, here
That's
you go.
why you don't do that.
It's all right.
Sorry, man.
Around just stored in Dark Horse tackle boxes at this point. Like, I just
What do I do with this? Somebody else can fish it. Whatever. Sorry, Zach. Anyways,
it's okay.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Appreciate our guests here, and we will be back next week. Hopefully, dependent on whether or not I'm in Indiana and I can actually go live. But we'll try to be live again next week, and we will also be in Indiana. So if you're there, come hang out with us. Say hi.
Looking forward to hanging out with you boys.
Heck yeah, bro. It's going to be awesome. So
Thanks
we'll see you guys soon. Absolutely. And we'll see you guys soon. So thanks for being here, and let's get out. Chaz, take us out.